All right, if you're watching this, consider yourself lucky because what you're about to see is module 3.2 from my full exit program. All right, this is a paid program worth thousands of dollars. All right, it's called the Freedom Exit Accelerator. And watch the very end because I have a special offer, an exclusive offer just for you. All right, guys, let's get into module 3.2. This is where to list your business. Now, I wish someone would have made this module for me early on because I remember in the beginning, I was just struggling so much with trying to decide on a marketplace. I was like, there's several options here. I don't know what factors to make my decision upon. And it was just really a lot to have to learn in the beginning. And I remember feeling clueless and not really knowing where to go. But that's why I've made this module for you guys so that you can get through this process of making a decision way quicker than I did. You can have everything laid out for you and get right into it. All right, guys, so let's start this module here. So once your online business is prepped and ready to sell, you've got to choose where to list. All right, so each platform attracts different kinds of buyers, has its own process, and takes a different cut when you close the deal. After successfully selling my own business, I narrowed it down to 3 legit marketplaces I'd personally recommend. That's Flippa, Empire Flippers, and Acquire.com. These 3 cover every level of online business. And remember, Empire Flippers is going to be the most hands-off out of all 3 of these. But let's start with Flippa. This is actually where I sold my business. It's a very great marketplace. All right, guys. So what is Flippa? It's the largest open marketplace for buying and selling online businesses. Anyone can list and listings go live quickly. Here are some of the pros. They have a massive buyer base with tons of visibility. It's fast and simple to list, lower commission fees compared to Empire Flippers, and you control the listing and communication. Okay, so the cons, there's mixed buyer quality. Sometimes there can be lots of tire kickers. And sometimes you have to vet the buyers more than you would have on other marketplaces. There can be lower average multiples sometimes compared to other marketplaces. Let's get into the fees a little bit. All right, there's a listing fee. Depending on the package you choose, it starts at $149 and it goes up. I remember choosing a package with a broker, which is what I recommend that you do. So I recommend that you choose one of the higher tier packages where you actually get a broker. I was put with a broker named Nick, and he did a phenomenal job. He's an awesome advisor with Flippa, and I recommend that you guys do that 100% if you're going to use Flippa. Okay, so here's a success fee. It starts at 10% and it goes down depending on the price. So your business price goes up. Obviously, the success fee goes down and down. And you can get on Flippa's website and actually use their little toggle thing, and it'll show you the different percentages based upon what price you sell at. All right, let's get into Empire Flippers. So Empire Flippers is basically a full service marketplace for established online businesses. Now, I got very close to selling my business here multiple times, and but I ended up selling on Flippa, like I told you, but I was very close because my mentor actually sold on Empire Flippers, so it was kind of between those two for me at that time, but ended up working out with Flippa, so it's all good. But let's get right into it. So what are some of the pros with Empire Flippers? So some of the pros is they have vetted buyers and sellers, which equals higher quality conversations. They handle migration, escrow, and screening. They have a professional hands-off broker service through the whole deal. So this program won't be needed as much. That's just is what it is. All right. Some of the cons, they have a slower approval process before listing. They have the smallest monthly website users of the 3 here. They have higher commission fees, which I would say is probably the biggest con here. That's actually the reason I didn't go with Empire Flippers in the beginning, is because I just couldn't get over that 15% of the first $700,000. And so that was for me, it was like a no-go. I was like, I'd rather do more myself and have, less taken from me when I actually sell the company. So, all right, so they have tiered commission structure. So 15% on the first $700K, 8% after that from $700K to $5 million, and 2.5 from anything above $5 million. All right, so if you want more of a hands-off, lower stress exit, Empire Flippers is the way to go. You're going to pay more in fees than you would in Flippa, but I know that they do a lot more and they handle a lot more for you, and it's a lot more vetted, and it's a more of an approval-based process for both the buyers and the sellers. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's see here. We got Acquire.com. I didn't even know about Acquire.com when I was going to sell my business at first. Okay, so I was making my decision between Flippa and Empire Flippers, and since doing a lot more research and creating this program for you guys, I've actually stumbled upon Acquire.com, and I looked into them way more, and I learned that they're actually very legit, and it seems like a really great option here. So what is Acquire.com? It's a sleek, verified marketplace built for online businesses, created by founders for founders. Acquire.com feels like a deal room inside of a forum. All right, so some of the pros here are verified buyers with proof of funds. a beautiful UI and usability. If you get on their site, you can actually just see how beautiful it is. All right, they have lower fees, which is a huge pro. All right, so they have the optional guided by acquire, so you can get help from them in the process. And some of the cons, less service and help than you'd get from Empire Flippers. And then potentially these are like questionable cons, smaller amount of monthly website users than Flippa, which doesn't necessarily mean it's a con. And then they have a small monthly fee, which we'll get into right here on the verified fees. It's not that much. So as far as what they take when you close, it's actually quite favorable. Like acquire.com is a solid option here, guys. So if you look, you got 8% closing fee on anything below 250K. And then you got 7% between 250K to $1 million, and then 6% on anything above $1 million, with a monthly listing fee range of $25 up to $100. That seems pretty solid, especially if you're selling in that six-figure range, guys. So honestly, this seems to be one of the greatest options here. After doing more research and learning more, acquire.com is a modern, legit website built for those who want to deal with digital assets. So guys, these are all great options here. You can't really go wrong. It really just depends on personal preference and what you need out of a marketplace, and how much time you have, and who you are as an individual, and what just feels right to you. So let's look at some of these reflection prompts here. So this can help you make a decision, right? So which platform stands out to you most based on the level of support, monthly users, and fees? All right. Would you rather pay a higher fee for a smoother experience, or a lower fee and stay more hands-on? Okay. How does each fee change your net take home and your timeline for selling? So these are some things that you can think about, some questions you can ask yourself as you're making a decision here. There may be an obvious winner for you after looking at the pros and cons here, but yeah, I just wanted to create this for you guys because I know how helpful it would have been for me in the very beginning, because I was kind of scrambling a little bit. So anyways, let's get into the next module. All right, guys. All right, guys, so let's just take a quick glance at these marketplaces here just so you can get a feel of them. We'll actually check the monthly website visitors right here. So I'm using SimilarWeb. If you don't know what that tool is, basically it allows you to check the monthly website visitors. So as you can see, Flippa has over 1 million consistently. It's down a little bit. So Flippa definitely has the most visitors out of all of these, but I do know the quality of visitors on these other two are actually higher. All right, so if you look, here's Empire Flippers. All right, so this is a curated marketplace. All right, so as you can see, they're averaging around 200-something thousand visitors per month. All right, and then we have acquire.com, which I just love the UI of this website. I don't know, it looks really cool. And as you can see, Acquire actually has like double the amount of monthly users that Empire Flippers has. So this is a really solid option here. And I know the commission fees are really low, and I do know that the buyers are vetted, and it's pretty legit. So these are some great options, guys. So just kind of wanted to show you the monthly visitors here. So let's get into the next module. All right, so nice going on completing module 3.2 of the Freedom Exit Accelerator. I hope this brought you some clarity on which marketplace to go with. I know this would have helped me in the beginning. All right, so if you think you might want the full program and a life-changing exit, well, check the description because I have a $500 exclusive discount waiting just for you. All right, and also have the link to the sales page to where you can check out and use that discount. And the code will be expiring soon. Yes, I'm using urgency to try to get you to go ahead and purchase. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get you a life-changing exit. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you inside.